Alright, welcome to Falcon Blues TV. Everton 1, Crystal Palace 1. A really bad game for two really bad teams, Paul.
Really poor first half, you know. On the positives, we are out of the drop zone. Just. But
they frustrated the life out of us that first half. There was nothing. There was nothing of interest really. I mean, we had the chance with the corner where he flashed it just wide of the post.
It's Calvert-Lewin's header really, which is a good ball in by McNeil. On the positives, though, I thought Ben Godfrey had a good game.
Godfrey.
Calvert-Lewin worked really hard.
Calvert-Lewin is getting so much shit from everyone, but you're expecting the lad to work miracles when there's fuck all being played into him.
Yeah.
He's having to win the header and then win back his own fucking ball.
Yeah, like you said in the ground, yeah. And Paul Power said that as well.
It's just you know, okay, I know he hasn't scored in God knows how long, and that is a disappointment. Yeah. But when he's feeding on scraps, when he's having to make his own work, when he's having to come back into the midfield to win the ball, James Garner today, I honestly do not know what your instruction was, because it certainly wasn't to play football.
Yeah, he didn't have the best of games.
He was atrocious.
Yeah, he had a chance as well, didn't he? Their keeper played well, to be fair.
Their keeper had fucking stormer, because that's the thing of Everton, isn't it? We'll have so many pot shots at goal. We'll pepper the goal as much as we can with the last 20 minutes there. But the keeper will have an absolute stormer, and that just typified everything that we've done this season.
You made a good point in the card, Dave, that when we don't create that many chances, we've got to start taking them. And there was a couple, like there was one towards the end with Calvert-Lewin, which I was waiting for that net to bulge on that one, and then Onana done well when he come on,
Onana turned the game.
Yeah.
And
somebody wanted the ball from midfield.
That's the problem. That was the problem. We were screaming for someone to just go, take the ball off Tarkowski, take it off Garner, take it off Branthwaite, take the ball off the defence, turn and fucking run. Just go into that space. There was times there where you're just thinking, James Garner, just come into space, get in front of the man, take the ball, and look and fucking play the ball properly. Instead, he's like, play it back. I'll play it back to Bradley. I'll play it back to the keeper. Mate, you just open up. The number of times he had to. There's no options on. I know that, but then make something for yourself. Yeah. Ashley Young.
He was so isolated, Calvert-Lewin as well, wasn't he? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and this is what I'm trying to say. Everyone's giving Calvert-Lewin grief, but the fact that he's having to come into the midfield to win his own ball, the fact that he's having to go out wide and win the ball off Ashley Young, to then have to bolt back into the 18-yard box, 6-yard box to try and do something. He can't be in two places at once. He's got to have that support. Yeah. The support's not coming.
Thought Harrison done well when he come on as well. I know he gets a bit of stick but he works hard. He's a much better option than Ashley Young.
He's a much better option. Ashley Young, I don't want to see him play for Everton. I'm sick of him. He offers nothing. There's a couple of stupid fouls in the first half, and I almost wanted him up, so we get just so he'd be taken off, because he was that bad. He's offering nothing. He put Godfrey in God knows how much danger every time.
I think he was probably Godfrey was like our most attacking threat at times as well, wasn't he?
Him and Garner.
And fair play to Godfrey, he's done well, hasn't he? Because he's been out of the side for a while, and it's
been a good return for Godfrey, and long may it continue. I hope that there's a place for Godfrey in this team. But that's defence. That's a completely different situation. That scenario doesn't need fixing. Yeah. It's that midfield. However you want to put it in, whatever kind of formation you want to play, and that strike partnership. Beto comes on, runs around a little bit. If he'd have gone off for Calvert-Lewin, there'd be murder. He took off Idrissa Gana-Gueye when he really should have took off James Garner, because he was offering nothing. Garner was probably our busiest bastard on the pitch.
Yeah, I thought he had a good game.
Didn't stop running, winning tackles, winning the ball back. All right, yeah, he's had a couple of bad pot shots, but no one else was actually having a goal.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's another one who gets grief. Okay, he can't shoot for shit, but he's trying to make something happen.
Yeah, something that did amuse me was, I think it was Paul Power behind us who said that when the subs come off, wouldn't it be funny if Ashley Young stayed on?
I mean, that change had to be done, but you could see that from 35 minutes that it needed to be done, Paul. It wasn't a case of, let's see how he goes in the second half. 60 odd minutes before he makes a change, and then
sub should happen quicker.
And no sooner does that sub come on,
Instantly, wasn't it?
They score.
Did look like a whale doing a goal, like, but come out of it.
Paul's out, fella even saying, I bet Ashley Young saying he should have fucking been staying on the pitch. But that's your, it just so typifies Everton. It typifies how poor we are, how much we're struggling, and I have to admit, I think these points now are seriously getting on this team's.
Well, it's a good thing we didn't lose there, wasn't it? You know what I mean? Because then we would have really been relying on points back. But on a light note, we did enjoy the banner on the park end of Dice, where his arms are like that. Looked like his arms were dancing.
Lovely arms, yeah.
Eddie Guerrero arms.
Just to talk about the points then, because obviously we knew they weren't going to mention, you know, whether we were getting points back or not, simply based on they weren't going to do that while they've got a 6-pointer on the hands for Sky. So it's more likely that we're going to find out tomorrow, Wednesday at the latest, whether or not we're either getting points.
Wait, that's pushing heads in though, doesn't it? You know what I mean?
Then that's it. I mean, we've been listening to TalkSport on the way back there, and they were just saying that Everton now look like a relegation battle team because we've been forced into it. But then if we haven't got those 10 points deduction, how much better does this side look?
Exactly, yeah. I mean,
you know, we got those 3 wins after we had the points deduction, which was great. I think if we hadn't have got them, we'd have been fucked. We'd have been absolutely done. You know, we'd have been down there with Burnley and we'd have been down there with Sheffield United.
I was going to say I'll put Jason Cundy on the list, but he's already
No,
gone.
but he made a good point. We are poor, we're a bog average team. And not a lot of people would miss us if we went down.
No, we just don't look like there's a lot of goals in us, do we?
There's nothing.
The problem. So we do have to start taking these chances, and let's hope for a repeat performance from last season at Brighton on Saturday.
Just anything will do. I think Brighton had a good game on Sunday against Sheffield United. They absolutely turned them over.
They're quite up and down Brighton, aren't they? Some weeks they've been getting swamped.
I just hope that Matoma's got a dead leg, courtesy of Mason Holgate.
Wow.
Wild tackle. Yeah. I don't want that cut back at Everton either.
It shows you how good of a... I seen someone made the point on Twitter how good of a... forget the European Cup, Ancelotti won. The fact that he got Holgate to get player of the season, I think it was... It
speaks volumes, doesn't it? But yeah, referees, bollocks.
We can just copy and paste that one, and the referees turning the backs.
You know, the story of the season. Yeah. But, you know, again, even the story of the season of Everton is we can't pass the fuck. We can't string passes together. We look disjointed at times. The midfield get absolutely bypassed by, you know, the centre half trying to play a long ball. Dwight McNeil looks completely out of it at the moment. I know he's got his personal problems, but he's just a shell of a player at the moment.
Got us an assist for the goal, but no one really played well today, I don't think. Like
I said at the start, it was 2 bad teams playing a really bad game of football, and I think if Palace had their players in, if they'd have had what's his face, I can't even think of their names, but Elise and Eze, if they'd have had them in, we'd have been turned over because they'd have just absolutely ran that midfield ragged. We were ran ragged almost anyway, but I think if they were in there, we wouldn't have won that game or got anything out of it. And I think Palace has gone away with 3 points there.
But at the end, no beforehand there wasn't, but towards the end of that game, I was happy to take a point there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because there was chances there, especially when they were trying to waste time towards the end with like 96 odd minutes to go, 96 odd on the clock. Just got to, like you say, it's going to get something out of Brighton, really, haven't we? Yeah. So, anyway, thanks for watching.
Forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, up the fucking toffees.
Colin Chong.
See you at Brighton.